Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm back. It's your girl, Icy Mona, and I am here for a review of Chrisean and Blueface Crazy in Love Season 2, Episode 1. Just to put out a little disclaimer, I am binge watching this show. So if you guys are like, why am I getting these reviews late? It's already on the fourth episode. I am a binge watcher. So these reviews are for those fellow binge watchers or those of us who just be on CP time. Right before we get into it, if you guys would like to stay connected to me, be sure to scan this QR code right here or click the link in my description to get connected directly to me. So now let's for real get into it. Okay, so obviously, because this is the first episode, they take us back on a preview of the season from before and then kind of catch us up with like stuff that's been coming out in social media, current up to date. So, Krishan is pregnant and Blueface on social media trying to deny that it's hers, all that. They're showing all the shenanigans when he like kicked her out of the house and called the cops on her, all the crazy ish. So basically, get into this episode, which by the way was a little bit lackluster, but it was the first episode, so it's whatever. But basically, Krishan is getting ready for her Rolling Loud performance. I'm not gonna lie, her song has grown on me. Before when I first heard it last season, I was like, what the fuck? But now I'd be like, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. So, anyways, she's getting ready for a Rolling Loud. So they're doing like behind the scenes with her. She's getting her hair done. Oh, and I must say that pink jacket that she was wearing in the beginning was hella motherfucking cute. So while she's getting her hair done, she's talking to the hairstylist and she was basically telling her how she doesn't really feel like performing. She's not really in a good mood because her and Blueface are going through it, per usual. She doesn't really get like into what is going on between them, but you can tell that she's super like out of it, obviously. Like she's just kind of stuck for a minute. Later on, her and her dancers, they start dancing, doing like a run through. That's when you kind of do see Krishan getting a little bit happy and starting to smile a little bit there. But for the most part, she's just like really in her head. On the other hand, we have Blueface taking a trip out to the hood to visit his friends and family. So he's basically out there chilling. They pulling up, drinking. One thing I can say, no lie, I'm sorry, but Hennessy straight from the bottle, I cannot do it. Like, I mean, I can't do nothing straight from the bottle, regardless. Now at this age, or I will literally be throwing up. But like Hennessy, like that's a whole different breed. Like, yeah. It explains a lot of why they have the shenanigans that they have. Because that Hennessy, I swear, is the devil. But anyways, so Blueface is out there hanging with his friends and family. They got some young dudes coming up in there throwing up the set. I'm like, oh my gosh, like talking about some, oh, y'all gonna get some for these clothes, blah blah blah, because he has like a clothing line or whatever. I'm like, boy, shut up. Like, what are you doing? Just Blueface being a bad influence, basically. So then it switches back to Krishan once again. It's just leading up all to Rolling Loud. At one point, they're at the mall, and it was hella funny because some fans wanted pictures with her, and one dude like was like, "Oh, I want one for my sister," and was gonna put his like arm around her, and she had to immediately be like, "Ah, like too much, like my nigga crazy, like be cool." I was like, "Damn, like this is just a random ass fan, like it's that bad." So Krishan and Blueface finally end up meeting up in the little tour bus. Everyone's on their way to Rolling Loud. However, they don't really get to make it to Rolling Loud. They actually get, well, they make it, but they get kicked out. So, what happened was there were guns on the bus. I guess their bus got searched. And since nobody wanted to confess to the guns, they were like, well, y'all got to dip. And they was basically like, all right, well, this performance really don't mean that much to us. So it's whatever. Bye. So they basically aren't going to perform. Krishan was like, damn, this is embarrassing. But at the same time, like, we need protection. Like, we gonna have guns on us. Like, it is what it is. So they're all just chilling and hanging out, the dancers and like basically the whole team or whatever. And we see Blueface and Krishan like kind of in the corner, and they're low key like kind of getting into it, arguing. Krishan, you could tell, is getting irritated, and then Blueface ends up just walking off from her, and it's basically just like whatever. After that, the next thing that we get is the boxing match in London. So Blueface is going to have this boxing match in London. I don't know the person he's going up against. I'll drop his name though. Basically, at this point in time, they're heading to London. They're heading for like the little press conference thingy, where they be talking, the boxers are like talking mess to each other. So Blueface is up there, and the other boxer and some other interviewers, whatever, they're doing the normal, like, talking mess. But the other boxer does bring up Chrisean, and he's basically telling him, like, how would you feel if I knocked you out and your girl, like, got your face tatted on you? How's that gonna feel? And then he made a point of also saying, too, she's bigger than you, which honestly, like, oh boy, was talking a lot of shit, but he was saying like straight facts. Cause let's be real, like, yes, at one point in time, Blueface was like, I won't say household name, but yes, a known rapper, all that. But since what, 4 or 5 years, like the only reason why he's truly still relevant is because of Chrisean. And we all know that. And as long as they're together, he'll be relevant. But to be honest, like, if they for real, like, separate and she like does her own thing and doesn't depend on him, we probably won't hear much from him. We all know that he relies on her for the bag. So, anyways, Krishan's over there front and center, cheering her boo on, of course. Like, as the dude is talking shit, and she's over there like, "Oh, you ugly," da da da. Like, all fun and games, cool. So in the next scene, we have Blueface. He's basically, I guess, preparing for the fight, practicing sparring or whatever. And he's on the sidelines with Chrisean, and he's addressing her about her lying. So apparently he's accusing her of cheating on him, and basically getting to the bigger point, saying that, this may not be my baby if you was out here lying and cheating on me. Now, if I remember correctly, wasn't last season the whole Vegas situation? Didn't he fly out to Vegas early or something? And he was out there with the girl, like, so I'm just like, okay, like, granted, cheating is wrong regardless, but you pressing her really hard and doing a lot for someone who I'm pretty sure has been doing the same thing on her for a while now. Addressing her about her lying. One thing I don't like about the way he talks to her, I don't like how he talks to her like she's a little kid or something. Granted, I know she is younger than him, but like, when he was calling her out for lying, he was like, "Haven't you heard of the boy who cries wolf?" Da da da. Like, duh, nigga. Like, the fuck. Like, I don't like how he be talking to her like she's a little kid and like she's stupid or something. But anyways, the next scene we get, they're in the car. At this point, this is, I think it's like a couple days for they're on the way to the actual fight itself. And Chrisean was just basically saying how she's stuck on that past conversation that they had at the boxing ring about him approaching her about lying. And basically, they start getting into a conversation, and he starts basically saying how, like, he wants her to take a paternity test. And she's just kind of like, why? Like, it's your baby. And he's like, well, it's a liar, and I would hate to be stuck with a liar for 18 years. And they're going back and forth. And she's like, well, you're not stuck with me. And he was like, well, I know I'm not stuck with you, but I'm stuck with a baby that's going to be by you. And he's basically talking about how he wants her to take a lie detector test, and a paternity test, but in the future. And she was saying, well, we could stop by and take one right now. And then he gets upset with her, and it's basically like, why do we do that right now? It's about me right now, my boxing match. We can do that 9 months from now. And it's like, okay, then if we can do it 9 months from now, then why was you pressing her so hard in the ring about her lying? Like, don't even bring that up if you want to just for real focus on you. Like, stop. And one thing that he said that really stood out to me, he made a point of saying, he was like, I need to know if the kid is mine because I'm a nice guy. I want to be rubbing your feet and rubbing your back. But in the event that I'm rubbing your feet and rubbing your back and it's not mine, then I'm going to want to punch you in the stomach. Do you not understand that? Like, excuse me? Like, as we already peep, like, I'm pretty sure they put hands on each other, like, behind closed doors, really be throwing down, even though he makes it seem like Chrisean just be throwing hands. Cause I'm just like, and even the way when, like, cause basically they had got there at the place and she still wanted to have the conversation. And he basically, not basically, he told her, shut up, like, shut up and either care about me or shut up. And she starts getting like agitated and she starts holding on to his arm, and he like moves her arm off, but the way he brushed her arm off, I just knew from that. I'm like, okay, yeah, you for sure be putting hands on her, because you could have like just done it more gentle, but he for real like just boom, like basically get the fuck off of me. So he's trying to get her off of her, And then she starts crying a little bit and she's like, just kiss me. Da, 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 da. He leans in to kiss her, whatever. And he's like, all right, like I need to get off the bus. Like she's still kind of like crying, acting, not acting up, but he's like, all right, like whatever. But the scene basically ends at that. Them in the car, they're about to get off the bus. They just had their argument. She had her little fit and he's about to go box this dude. So, yes, that was the review for Blueface and Chrisean Crazy in Love Season 2, Episode 1. If you like this review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to scan that QR code or click the link in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.